Hello and welcome to today's video. Welcome to Wales. I am currently in Cardiff, and in this video I am going to show you the best places of the city. I am going to try to see as much as possible of the city of Cardiff in only one day, and I will hopefully be able to cross out all of the sites that are, in my opinion, the must-see places in Cardiff from my list. Let's see how far I can get in one day only. I am starting this video at the most symbolic place here in Cardiff, at the Castle of Cardiff. I am currently on top of the keep, which is the highest point of the castle and also the most central point. Obviously, this has been a strategic location, as from up here you are able to see all over the whole countryside, and therefore it was perfect for protecting the city of Cardiff from invasions. This keep has been built by the Normans, which were Vikings, and it is quite impressive to think that the Vikings have come all this way here to Wales. They are known to have invaded France and also England, and obviously they also came all the way here to Wales. There are more than 600 castles here in Wales, which is more than in any other country on earth. The Castle of Cardiff has been a very historical place and a very important place for the city, as it has been built in the center of the city in the 1st century. It therefore has a long history of more than 2,000 years. The Romans have built a fort here at this place in the 1st century AD. But there are 3 different layers of history here at this place. First the Romans, and afterwards the Normans took over, and they built a keep here in the center of the castle complex around the 11th century AD. In the 1800s, the Victorians updated the castle with their typical Victorian style. During the 19th century, the castle was owned by the Bute family. They turned the house into an opulent Gothic-style home that it is until today. The Bute family used to be one of the richest families of the UK or even of Europe, thanks to coal exporting. And thanks to this family, the house has the typical Victorian style, which is quite opulent, and you can definitely see how wealthy the family was, because on some walls there's gold, and it is real gold, and in general the house is extremely opulent and impressive. This was the tour through the castle. I found it extremely impressive and interesting. It is a very unique thing to do, to walk on such ancient walls of a castle, and even below them you can walk as well below the walls and experience the Victorian house here behind me. That is very impressive and quite a unique thing, I would say. We are going to take a walk through the city now and explore what else there is to find here in Cardiff. I am now going to explore a little bit the city centre of Cardiff. By the way, Cardiff is the capital of Wales, and it has more than 360,000 inhabitants and is therefore the biggest city of Wales. I am now walking through one of the Cardiff arcades. This one here is the Castle Arcade, and there are in total 7 here in the city centre of Cardiff. They are popular because this is a place where you can do some shopping. There are stores and boutiques in the arcades, and also a lot of restaurants, bars and cafes. And it looks absolutely beautiful. The arcades are in the Victorian style. It is a very elegant style and a really beautiful place, perfect for a little stroll. So far I'm having a very good impression of Cardiff. The city centre is quite lively. You can see a lot of restaurants here in the city centre on the streets, and there are a lot of people there outside having breakfast. It's still a bit early, or just having a coffee or whatever. I am now taking a walk through the Cardiff market. It is an indoor market. Here you can find pretty much everything. There are jewelries, there is some food here. I guess you can try some local food, which is always cool. There are clothes, there are fruits, whatever. There's a lot of things here in this market, and I just love to explore these kind of places. There's also an upper level here on that market, and there are some places where you can sit. There's some cafes and restaurants, so this is the area where you can be a bit more comfortable and eat something. I made it to the Bay of Cardiff, which is a beautiful area. It looks pretty modern and pretty new, I would say. Here behind me on the left side you can see Mermaid's Quay, which is a huge shopping center that has been opened in 1999. And there you can not only do a lot of shopping, but you can also find a lot of restaurants and cafes, and it is located right in front of the bay. But in general, here in this area in front of the bay, there are lots of restaurants, basically everywhere. On every corner you can find a restaurant or a cafe. And then there's also the big wheel of Cardiff, from which you can get an impressive view over the bay. I really enjoy this area. It is a beautiful area and perfect for a little walk. It took me about 30 minutes to walk towards this beautiful area here, the Bay of Cardiff, and I think it is definitely worth it because it's an absolutely stunning area. So the walk was worth it, but now it is time to move on because there are a lot of other places that I want to show you. And these are not in the city center anymore. As far as I know, they are absolutely worth the drive. I now stopped in front of the Llandaff Cathedral, which you can see here behind me. It is a 13th century cathedral that looks pretty impressive. It is located in a beautiful neighborhood and surrounded by a lot of green spaces. There are two cathedrals here in Cardiff. One is this one here, and the other one is located in the city centre, which is the Metropolitan Cathedral of Cardiff. This cathedral is one of the oldest Christian sites here in Britain. It has been started to build in 1120 by a Norman bishop. From its original building, there's only a little bit left. There is one Celtic cross that is outside that we can still see until today. On January 2nd, 1941, large parts of the cathedral have been destroyed. But later on, once the World War II ended, the restoration of this cathedral has been started. So yeah, this cathedral is definitely a very historical place and a very impressive one. It is a stunning architectural masterpiece and beautiful inside and outside. For me, it is now time to continue. We are going to leave Cardiff a little bit further and go a little bit into the outskirts of the city and chase some more castles. I am at the second castle for today. This castle here behind me is called Castell Coch, which is Welsh and stands for the Red Castle. Obviously, it has that name due to its color. It is a 19th century Gothic rebuilt castle that is surrounded by a beautiful forest and gives this whole area a fairy tale vibe. The first castle on this site has been built by the Normans in 1081, and it was meant to protect the newly conquered city of Cardiff. It was part of a string of 8 fortifications that were meant to protect the area. Later on, this castle was abandoned, rebuilt, destroyed and abandoned again, and then inherited by John Crichton Stewart, who was part of the Butes family that I have mentioned before. He was a very rich man and he had an interest of archaeology and medieval architecture, and therefore he ordered the reconstruction of the castle in the 19th century. He gave free rein to the architect William Burgess, and that one didn't hold back. He decorated and furnished this castle and made it a masterpiece of Victorian architecture. And as you can see, it is currently partially under construction, but anyway, it is a beautiful castle as well, and especially the surroundings give it a very special and unique look. Let's now continue to the last castle of today's video, which is also outside of Cardiff, but again, not too far away. And here I am in front of what is my favorite castle of today's video. This castle is absolutely stunning. Look at that here behind me. This is Caerphilly Castle, and it is surrounded by artificial lakes, which makes this location very special and unique. In total, it occupies 12 hectares, and it is therefore the largest castle here in Wales and the second largest castle in the UK, after the Windsor Castle. And that is also the reason why I wanted to come here and why I wanted to show you this castle. As many castles here in the region of Cardiff, this one has also been inherited by the Butes family in the 19th century. Nowadays it is open for visitors, and it is super close to the Coch Castle that we've seen before. It is only 10 minutes by car. Even though it has been renovated, there are still some ruins left, such as this tipping tower here in the background. Alright, I have now visited 3 of the 600 castles here in Wales. I think that is a good start already. In the upcoming video I am going to show you a little bit more of Wales. We will see further castles and I will take you to Wales' first national park in the north of the country. So make sure to subscribe to the channel to not miss out on that next adventure. I hope you enjoyed this tour through Cardiff, and I am very happy to tell you that I actually managed to cross off all of my must-see places that I had on my list. So this was quite a successful day for me, although I must admit it was also quite a marathon. Nevertheless, it was clearly worth it, and I am happy that I was able to see that much of Cardiff and the surrounding area. I hope you enjoyed this little tour as well. If you did, make sure to leave me a thumbs up because you're going to support my work a lot. Let me know which castle was your favorite in the comment section below, and I will hopefully see you next week in my next adventure.